Hey everybody, happy November. Welcome to the Itty Bitty Horror Podcast with Luis and Tim. This podcast we discuss everything from horror movies to the scariest tales out there with a dash of humor. Today we're actually going to be doing something different. Think of this episode as a haunted mixtape. We're going to be revisiting some of the strangest and creepiest stories out there. Some of the ones we've already covered, like urban legends, paranormal mysteries, folklore, and other stories that is going to make you look over your shoulders. So anyway, consider this a highlight reel of the weird greatest hits that we've had before. So first, we're going to dive into the first story of the Bunny Man, where a man supposedly shot the Bunny Man. I don't know how true that story is, but you can listen to Tim and I discuss this. So for this next story, Tim and I are going to be taking turns reading the story. It'll be mainly me, but Tim will add to
But also me.
Yeah, but it'll also be Tim, and he'll be adding to the second character. So anyway, you'll get the gist of this as we get to this. But
But
this one
Luis, they're not characters. These are technically
these are real stories.
Someone's story.
Yes, and this one is called "Have You Ever Been to the Bunnyman Bridge?" And this was posted on the No Sleep subreddit
No.
by user Best Korea Forever.
Wow.
So Tim, you may start.
Yes. Okay. Dude, you've never heard of Bunnyman Bridge?
I had been living in Virginia for less than 6 months when my buddy Scott asked me that question. I was a recent transplant from New Jersey. I had no idea what he was talking about. We were sitting on the lawn outside of the house we rented together, tossing back beers in the brisk evening air. No, I said. What's that?
Well, back in the 70s, some kids were out by the bridge in Clifton, right? They parked near this bridge, a underpass thing. Looking to bang, I guess. Guy and a girl. Anyway, they park, and before they can even turn off the car,
Scott's left fist smacked into his right palm.
bam, window shatters. Crazy dude, dressed like a bunny, full bunny suit, ears and all, standing there, hatchet in hand. He had smashed out their window. Warns them to leave and never come back. They haul ass out of there, right? Tell the cops. The psycho threw the hatchet at them or something because they had it with them. Cops never found anything. They'd find corpses out there like every year after that.
That's crazy, I said. It sounded tame compared to the stories we told and retold growing up. New Jersey is a messed up place.
That was Halloween night. If you got there on Halloween, the Bunny Man comes out and tries to chop you up.
No, Scott. I finished my beer and put the empty can down on the dewy grass. We're not going out there,
We're going out there.
he said, completely ignoring me.
We gotta, it's awesome.
I sighed. You can't talk Scott out of doing stupid things. Ask any of the emergency room doctors that had stitched his ass back together over the years. Fine, we'll go, I said. Scott was like a kid on Christmas Eve. It was 2 weeks before Halloween, and I figured he'd get drunk and forget all about it. Well, I was wrong. Halloween crept up on me the entire day, says Morgan Freeman. Scott wouldn't stop going on and on about our trip to Bunnyman Bridge. He filled the gas tank in his Jeep, brought snacks, even paid for some decent weed to smoke on the way out there. At this point, I'd be a dick to say no, so off we went. The drive from Norfolk to Clifton took a little over 3.5 hours. I will never make a trip that long to see something so stupid.
No, I know, seriously.
Actually, I probably would if it's a scary thing, but not
Oh,
for
wait,
like...
how long was it? 3.5 hours? Yeah, you
3.5
would do
hours.
that. You would do that.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I think you would. You've gone out of your way to go to haunted houses and stuff, right?
Well, yes, but like, I knew something was on the other end. This is just like a Bunnyman Bridge.
He thinks there could be. Well, still, there could be something.
Listeners, let us know in the comments. Would you make a 3.5 hour overture to like to a destination that might be or might not be possessed or something? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Tim says he wouldn't.
I don't say that. I would do that.
We're going out there. It's a tiny place. Lots of historical significance. Not even 300 people living there full time. The bridge was outside of town, on a back road near some old homes. I didn't believe for a minute that a crazy killer in a bunny costume would be wandering around at midnight. I had been around 45 years since the story first popped up, but I do believe in being prepared. I've been in the habit of carrying a small pistol with me everywhere I went since moving to the state.
Whoa. That's a little like...
Don't you have a gun right now, Tim?
No, I don't.
You don't have a gun?
Not at all.
Listeners, Tim is anti-Second Amendment.
Listeners, I'm not taking a stance about the Second
Well, I
Amendment.
am. Fuck the Second Amendment.
Oh, shoot. No.
Just kidding, listeners. I mean, well, I'm not gonna
Oh,
get political.
well, anyway.
Anyway, I wasn't stupid enough to leave it at home, the gun he was talking about earlier. We weren't trespassing, so I wasn't afraid of getting in trouble. I have my concealed carry permit, okay, Tim?
Oh, okay.
Better safe than sorry, right? We rode through the old town before midnight and made our way to the outskirts. During the day, I'm sure it would have been a beautiful place to visit. Old churches, a steam locomotive parked on the tracks, a true throwback to the idyllic Americana of 60 years ago.
Well, there were bad things that happened back then, so you're just making it sound like it was great.
Well, this is like a white teenager, so to him, everything was fine.
Well, maybe so.
Maybe so. At night, the tall peaks of the buildings cast odd angular shadows against the ground, elongated by the light of the full moon. There were no street lamps or any kind of electric light. Most of the buildings we passed were dark. Dense treetops bowed out over the road, blocking the moon for the majority of the drive. The headlights fought to pierce the thick fog covering the roadway. Scott couldn't have picked a better night to come out here. Now,
Oh, yeah. Good for Scott.
good for Scott, bad for me,
Oh,
whoever this man is.
yeah, yeah.
I never revealed his name.
Amazing Korea 45.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm not easy to scare, but my palms were starting to sweat a little. The hair on my was starting out. No,
No, it didn't
say that. I'm not easy
No.
to scare, Tim, but my
Oh.
palms were starting to sweat a little. The hair on my forearms was on end, sending tiny pinpricks of electricity up my spine every time they brushed through the interior of the car. This guy's a poet, apparently.
Yeah, and a superhero, apparently.
Damn. Despite the balmy weather, I felt a chill creep along my skin. We rode in silence for the better part of the trip before Scott pulled over and parked. And when I sucked my...
No, he didn't say.
You didn't say that? Oh, sorry. I must have...
No.
dyslexic, so I thought something else.
Okay, yeah, easy mistake. Yeah.
He turned to face me. He looked me right in the eye and grinned. When I sucked my...
No, he didn't say that.
What did he say?
He said, "We're here."
Without breaking eye contact, he killed the headlights and turned off the engine. The world descended into darkness, an inky black nothing that swallowed us up. Without the thrum of the old Jeep's engine, it was as quiet as a grave. The sudden silence left my ears ringing. So we drove all the way out here? Now what? I looked out the window, squinting, trying to see. The scant moonlight that cut through the canopy of leaves didn't illuminate much.
We walk up to the bridge.
Scott didn't wait for me to respond. He got out of the car and closed his door. He began walking down the road, not looking back. I wasn't about to let him wander off without me. Scott is a disaster waiting to happen, and I didn't feel like
Hey.
spending my evening with him in the ER again.
Oh, again?
Yes.
Oh,
I jumped
wonder
out
what
of the
that
Jeep
story
and
is.
followed him. Stop interrupting. I'm just kidding.
It says Tim interrupts here.
I jumped out of the Jeep and followed him. The road meandered through the thick trees for 100 yards before coming to a tight curve. We walked through the still night, side by side, rounding the bend in the road. We reached an area where the tree cover was thinner and the moonlight broke through. Ooh, scary,
Ooh.
Tim.
I know, moonlight. Ooh.
Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to continue reading the story.
Oh, I know it's too much.
No.
Moonlight, wind. No.
The road narrowed into a concrete tube, Tim, cutting through the small raised embankment. The listeners are like, oh God, why did I listen to this podcast?
It's funny because you messed yourself up by saying my name because you were just so desperate to add it.
Yes. Guess what, listeners? It was too dark to see the top of the elevated roadway. In the waning moonlight, the tunnel was a little more than a yawning black opening, flanked in a pale gray concrete. That sounds like your
Yeah,
asshole.
you know all about it. Oh, damn it. Damn it. You beat me to the joke.
What were you going to say?
No, the same joke, just to you. Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense. You going into this, but I'll just say it. Bunnyman Bridge, Scott said with a sense of triumph in his voice. Because like we interrupted with a story, so it wouldn't make sense.
I know, it's just funny if you said
You would just say one word, two words.
just like, no, because you were like, Bunnyman!
Bunnyman Bridge, Scott said with a sense of triumph in his voice. He took out his phone. Oh, dropped my water. God. Anyway, let me go again. Bunnyman Bridge, Scott said with a sense of triumph in his voice. He took out his phone and turned to face me. Leave it to this idiot to take a selfie at a time like this, I thought. That sounds like you, Tim. Like, don't you like...
I'm
always...
the idiot?
No, like, don't you always do weird things like that where, like, if you and I were, like, had an iPhone back in September 11th, I feel like you would take selfies.
God. No, I would not.
No?
Oh, my God. No. Horrible of you to say.
Sorry. He made a stupid face, moved the phone around to line up with the photo, and pressed the screen. As he did, I noticed movement near the tunnel. At first, I thought I was seeing things, but then I saw it again. From the bushes on the side of the structure, a tall white form emerged. Scott saw the look on my face and spun around, phone in hand. The flashlight on his iPhone came on and lit up the roadway. Standing there in front of the gaping black maw of the underpass was a man in a bunny suit, well over 6 feet and gangly.
Gangly.
There was a yellow and red fire axe gripped in his hands. The long, slender ears of the bunny suit swayed behind him as he slowly made his way towards us. Dark patches stained the front of his suit. I didn't need to stretch my imagination to figure out what it was. Blood, Tim.
Blood, Tim. Well, listen, there's a lot of things that it could be. He's like, oh, I didn't need to stretch my imagination. It's like, well, it could be something else.
Yeah. Scott stammered and backpedaled into
me. so glad I cut in there and you just, yeah.
Sorry, I was taking a sip of water.
Oh, good. Anyway, continue with your great story.
Thank you. Scott stammered and backpedaled into me. Without thinking, I reached behind me and removed my compact pistol from its holster.
Without thinking? I think you should think about that.
Yeah, definitely. You have a gun, you better think before you shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know, these people. America. But he's Korean, though. So it's like, sir.
Well, never mind. We don't know that he's Korean.
How did you quickly adopt our stupid mentality of like shooting first, asking questions later?
I know. He watched too many Rambo movies.
I know. It's
getting too old for this shit.
I pointed the gun at the approaching form and leveled the tritium sights on center mass. Back the fuck up, Tim. I tried to sound commanding, but even I could hear the warble in my voice. I'll fucking shoot you. Swear to God. This guy is like, okay, anyway. Is he an exchange student from South Korea? How does he know our lingo?
We don't know that. I know. I'm telling you, he watched too many Rambo movies because he's literally, you can tell that he's dreamed of this moment. He's like, oh, I was nervous. But it's like, think about what he's saying here. Like, it sounds like it's like an 80s action movie.
Yeah, he's seen too many Westerns. He's like, you want to make my day, buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
I bet he's desperate to say a Clint Eastwood line or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the bunny man said, he said. The bunny man didn't stop. He continued moving towards us, closing the gap. The axe
not hopping?
Oh, no.
Wouldn't he hop? He's a bunny.
Well, he's a man in a bunny outfit, but yes.
Oh.
How dare you interrupt my flow?
Oh, sorry.
The axe swayed back and forth in front of him, and as he neared, I could see there was blood in his blade. Oh no, Tim.
Blood and moonlight.
Yes, I told myself to be rational. This was obviously a guy playing a prank on Halloween. He was trying to scare some idiots who came to see the bridge.
Wait, was it Halloween?
Apparently.
Oh, well then yeah, it very much could be that.
But most people would drop that shit in a heartbeat when there was a loaded gun pointing at them. But he kept coming. The movement was slow, but he kept pacing towards us. I couldn't see his face in the deep shadows, but I could tell. I knew that he was staring me in the eye.
He's assuming a lot, and also maybe he thought it was like a prop gun for like Halloween.
He was the bunny man.
No,
Wait, what do you mean prop gun? He's the one who came with a gun, not the bunny man. So he knew he had a real gun.
No, but I'm saying his whole evidence is that if the bunny man saw the gun, he would be scared, but this guy wasn't scared. He's using that as evidence. He probably thought
it was like a prop gun or something. Yeah, you're right.
Because he's saying it was Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, guess what?
That's my point.
He pivoted and ran full bore towards Scott, Tim. I didn't hesitate. I exhaled, relaxed my arms, and squeezed the trigger. Gently, of course, because I've been taught at the NRA.
Yeah. I like that he says, I didn't hesitate. I'm like,
Maybe you should have.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, then again, I mean, if he is actually trying to attack you, I mean, I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean? Like,
It could have been a prank.
It could have. That's the thing. I'd probably run, maybe.
Maybe. The recoil shook my already strained muscles. The bunny man staggered, slowed, and slumped down into the roadway. He had only moved a few dozen feet from the mouth of the tunnel to where he now sat. The scent of cordite tainted the cool night air. Crimson oozed from the front of his suit. This guy shot the bunny man.
Yeah, I know. And now he's like writing about it like the crimson oozed out.
Like, dude, like, you're admitting to murder. This man could have been just playing a little prank. He's like, you know what? I'm going to scare these kids. Always coming to town. I'm going to dress up as the money man and just scare them. And this motherfucker's like, nope. Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah, he's like, I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. It's like, why would you?
Yeah.
Who's preparing for that? Yeah.
Apparently Scott and this guy who's no name we don't have yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, it continues. Crimson oozed from the front of his suit and joined the darker brown patch already there. The axe slipped from his grip, making a dull clunk on the asphalt. Scott stammered, mouth moving like a dying fish. He turned and ran.
Insulting.
How dare you? Isn't he your friend?
Yeah, he's like mouth moving like a big dying ugly fish.
He turned and ran back towards the Jeep. I kept the gun trained on the man and approached with caution. The bullet had struck him in the chest, but not in the heart. Still, I was sure he wasn't going to last long. I moved to the side, kicking the axe away from him. Scott, call the police, I yelled. He didn't respond. I let go of the gun with my left hand and reached for my phone. My right hand was still holding the pistol. It vibrated at the end of my arm. The man coughed and sputtered. Yeah. The man coughed and sputtered, blood splattering his lips. Please. He choked out. He reached for his midsection, assuming he was going to press his hand to the wound, but it disappeared into a pouch on the front of the bunny suit. I didn't notice it due to the dark, large smear across the front. His hand came out holding a furry black object. A rabbit, neck broken and head hanging limply to the side. He reached his arm as far forward as he could, which wasn't far, and tried to fling it to his side, back towards the tunnel opening. It landed 2 feet away with a sickening thud. He looked me in the eye. For the first time, I really took in his features. He was young, my age, younger even, clean cut. I don't know what I was expecting. Crazy eyes maybe? Homeless drifter meth mouth like Tim? I'm not sure. But it wasn't this.
At least I don't have a mouth like a dying fish.
Please. He coughed out again, motioning towards the rabbit. He opened his mouth to speak, but all that came out was a pained cry, followed by a wheezing, gurgling sound. I had hit him in the lung, Tim. Oh no. I stared at the rabbit, trying to understand the situation. I was in shock. Looking back on it, you never know how you're going to react to the fucked up situations life throws at you until you're there. That was the first time I paid attention to my surroundings since I initially saw him. The moon had shifted and I could see the opening of the tunnel now, and the large black fingers splayed on either side of the concrete. The opening was at least 12 feet wide, and somehow these hands were grabbing both sides at once. Hands that had to be a foot long. Easy. 2 tiny red orbs danced in the darkness, the light refracting and giving them an odd pale glow.
2 tiny red orbs?
Yeah. Sounds like your balls. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry.
When they're cold from the milkshake.
Yeah, it's from the the milkshake you spilled on the. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's when I first started scratching. Are you here visiting UFOs? I'm an alien. No.
No, it doesn't say that.
Slow like the labored dragging of heavy furniture across an ancient wooden floor, followed by a ticking, tapping sound. The bunny man heard it too. His eyes grew wide, his mouth trembling. He attempted to speak again, but all that came out was that wet, rattling cough. He fell over trying to reach for the rabbit.
This is so gross. He's like watching this man just like sputter and cough and wheeze, and he's just like, oh, what's he gonna do next? Like
I'm not sure why I didn't run for the Jeep. I sincerely wish I had. Phone and gun forgotten, Tim. I grabbed the rabbit carcass. It was still warm. I threw it with everything I had left in me into the dark opening. The silence grew palpable, and the tapered shadow figures retreated into the tunnel. I heard a sickening crunch. The dragon started again, retreating to the depths of the darkness. I looked at the bunny man, laying on the ground, laboring to breathe. His face relaxed and he smiled. His unfocused eyes locked onto mine, and he looked relieved. "Your problem," he said, and then laughed. The laugh turned into a gurgling, choking noise, and then he laid still. I walked to Scott's truck. He was jerking off, and found him.
It doesn't say.
I found him curled up on the floor in the backseat, crying. I regained my senses.
If you act like that's actually what it says, then that's pretty funny.
He was, yeah, exactly.
He's crying while he's in the back.
Huh?
Like he's crying while he's in the back jerking
It
off.
says here while he's jerking off. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Oh, I had a bad experience with Leona, with Lorena. She said she was from another universe. I regained my senses enough to call the police at this point, Tim. They came out, took our statements and my pistol. They held us for a while. The bunny man was a student who had been living in the area. We didn't find out much else. They found 2 more dead bunnies in the pocket of his outfit. They determined I had fired in self-defense, and I wasn't charged with any crime. Scott never asked to go to the Bunny Man Bridge again. He moved out a few months later, and I haven't spoken to him since.
He's just like, yeah, that guy was a little too quick to shoot someone.
You killed a man. Why would I talk to you again? Like,
why would I
down.
ever want to be with you?
Yeah, I don't want to be your roommate anymore. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Time went by. My therapist told me that I imagined the thing in the tunnel, that it was my way of coping with killing a man who intended to do harm to me and my friend. I began to believe it. October came again, and Halloween passed.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt. His therapist started to gaslight him and make him think he imagined it.
So his therapist basically said, like, yes, you did kill a man, but the whole after you killed the man, you know how they had like this weird stuff that was happening in the background. It's like, oh, the fake bunny man and the guy both saw the real bunny man apparently. And she's telling him like, I don't think that's true. I think you imagined it.
Yeah, that's like kind of messed up, no?
It's like, how about you just listen to me, bitch?
Yeah, listen to my story before you start telling me I imagined it.
Asshole. Exactly.
Yeah.
Jeez. Make sure you find the right therapist. Our sponsor today is tellthetherapist.com.
No.
BetterHealth.com.
No. We shouldn't actually say that. Because...
No, they really are not our sponsors. We wish, but no. Nobody's sponsoring our episodes yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Soon.
Soon enough.
CVS Health foot cream with shea butter. I say that
I love CVS Health foot cream.
I have that in front of me. That's what I'm saying it.
Oh my God.
What is to relieve dry feet? Anyway. TMI for people that know I sometimes have dry feet. Anyway, October came again and Halloween passed without incident. I was curious though about why I never heard anyone talk about the real bunny man after what had happened. You'd think that would add to the legend, but I never saw it mentioned anywhere online or in the news. I was reading a forum post about local Virginia legends when the Bunny Man Bridge came up. Most people regurgitated the same old tales about the escaped convicts and supernatural rabbits, but one person posted something that chilled my blood. They found another corpse this year, eaten. Hasn't happened in 5, maybe 6 years. The Bunny Man must be gone. Cold crept up my spine. The Bunny Man must be gone? I could hear the sickening crunch of that thing eating the rabbit. Corpses. Eaten. Your problem. It took me a while to come to terms with what happened. I've spent the better part of this year driving to Clifton and walking through the tunnel during the day. I want to know every inch of that road before October. Nobody's going to die this year. I've already purchased a bunny suit and an axe. I'm not sure where to get the rabbits from, Tim, but I have time. It's only August after all.
What the heck?
All right. I don't know how true that story was. We found it somewhere on Reddit. But if you truly do believe that this man shot the bunny man and he was able to get away with it, then write in. Let us know. Anyway, The next story we're going to be discussing is the case of Lerina Garcia Gordo, the woman who woke up one morning and found her life wrong. Her job, her relationships, her small objects in her home were suddenly different. Some people call it a glitch. Other people call it a Mandela effect. Lorena calls it a parallel universe, but Tim and I say that she might just suffer from schizophrenia. Listen to the story.
What would happen if one day you woke up in a bed different from yours, notice that your workplace is not the same, and you discover that your partner does not exist? This was the supposed experience that a woman named Lorena Garcia lived in 2008, who said that everything explained above was what happened to her. What began as a normal day became a series of terrible and disturbing situations of a desperate woman lost in a strange world, our world. When Lorena Garcia woke up one morning, she realized the sheets in her pajamas were completely different. She was not able to recognize anything, but she ignored everything she was seeing and began her morning routine. But Lorena could not know that after waking up, she entered into another reality. Her life, her past, everything most precious to her was gone.
You've had a lot of mornings like that too.
Every day I do have those. That's what happens when you have a huge hangover.
Yeah.
And you take those pills you shouldn't be taking from your roommate.
Right. Rhymes with schmambian.
As the morning went by, she noticed small inconsistencies such as things out of place, certain missing items, or items that she hadn't bought. And it didn't take long to observe that she was not in her world. One day, I woke up and I realized that everything was different. I'm from Spain. I don't know why I talk like a Southern woman, but whatever. Nothing spectacular. I woke up in the same year and day, and I went to bed, but many things were different. There were small things, but important enough to know that there was a point where everything was different, okay? To be understood, I had been separated from my partner for over 7 years. We broke up. Motherfucker was cheating on me. I caught him sucking a woman's and I started
No, that's insane.
and I started a relationship with a partner in my neighborhood. I know him very well, having been with him for 4 months. That's it, 4 months, and you know him very well, girl.
Yeah, 4 months. She's an expert.
Yes. I know his name, his surname. Oh yeah, very important things. If you know his name, you better
And
live
his
his surname.
surname.
I know his name, his surname, his address, where he works, his son from another relationship, the color of his underwear, the cock ring he likes to wear, and where he studies.
No. It doesn't say that.
Well, that man didn't exist no more. It seemed to have existed before my jump, you could say, but there's no trace of him. I've hired a detective to find him, but he told me that he doesn't exist.
Joff.
Also, what if this man just left her? And he's like, he paid off a detective, like, hey, I'll pay you more to tell her that I'm not real.
Yeah, it's true. I know. A lot of stuff could happen there, and there's a lot of shady, like, private detectives.
Yeah. But it continues, Tim.
Oh.
Lorena explained in detail everything she thought she did not recognize. Her car was not the same, and although she continued to work in the same company for 20 years, in the same building, she was surprised to learn that her apartment no longer existed. Where the fuck did she wake up then? That doesn't make sense. Like, her apartment didn't exist, then how the hell, where did she wake up?
Yeah, where is she then? She's like, it just doesn't exist.
I don't even, yeah, exactly. It's like floating in the
Like
middle
in
of the
a
air.
bed.
Yeah, a bed in the middle of the ocean or something. But it continues. Her office was now in another apartment in a completely different part of the building. You should have kept reading, you two motherfuckers wouldn't have kept going.
Oh, yeah.
Unable to believe everything she was experiencing, she went to the management department to report that she felt unwell. She turned to the doctor, who subjected her to drug and alcohol tests. Everything was okay. In her bag were credit cards, IDs, and everything.
Well, I mean, if you go take the test right then, you could be clean.
That's true. That bitch was fucking lying. I knew it.
As long as you know when you're prepping for it, right?
According to Lorena, Tim, tired of the situation, she visited a psychiatrist and explained everything. Absolutely everything. The psychiatrist, told her that these were simple hallucinations that she didn't have to worry about, but she knew that was not the case.
Wait, hold on. Simple hallucination.
Apparently they're simple. They're not grand or...
They're not those grand hallucinations some people get.
Yes. For Lorena, are you done?
Well, I'm
May
just
I
saying,
continue?
well, if a doctor said, "Oh, those are just simple hallucinations," it's like, doesn't that mean I'm
Do
schizophrenic?
schizophrenics exist in the other universe? We
Like it
don't
wouldn't just
know.
be, "Oh, those are just simple hallucinations."
The simple hallucinations of a mad woman, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Like,
also commenting, having back and forth conversations with you in this accent.
yeah, I know. It's
I
great.
can't turn it off anymore, Tim. You're
Keep it
pissing your
on.
pants,
Keep keep pissing your pants, love.
love. For Lorena, everything was completely new. Her ex-boyfriend in this world was with her as if nothing had happened, while Augustine, the boyfriend in her reality, seemed to have never existed. He does not live in the apartment he used to live in, and she could not find his son. I forgot how the accent goes for the other woman, so I'm just gonna improvise.
Oh, it's a high-pitched Muppet.
I swear that everything I am saying is true, that I am very sane. My own family does not remember things like surgeries performed on my sister's shoulder a few months ago. She says she has never had surgery. Oh, I am the sister of the Barash man, Luis's boyfriend from the Bermuda Triangle. Go check it out, episode whatever the hell it was.
It was yeah, episode whatever the fuck.
Also, don't believe that that accent is the same as the original one.
It's close, it's close.
Yeah. As anyone can imagine, Lorena's traumatic life in this world with a partner with whom she broke in the other world caused her severe attacks of stress and depression. She ends her story with a request for help. Please, if someone has a similar experience, please contact me to see what they have happened. Please contact me to see what may have happened to me. I can't find any pathology that matches my experience, Tim.
She doesn't say Tim.
For 5 months, I have been reading all the theories I have found, and I'm convinced that if there's been a jump between planes or something, a decision or measure taken that has caused things to change.
Oh no.
Are there explanations for these types of cases? This is a dramatic story of Lorena, which for many was a fictitious story, but for others
What?
it's a reality. Yes, a
Wait,
little
what?
twist, bitch.
What? It was fiction.
But unfortunately, there's no scientific explanation for any of the described facts. In this
Well,
particular
wait.
case,
So was it
yes,
fiction or was it just an account of something that some people might think is fictional?
let's find out together.
Ugh.
Well, I did write this up. Actually, no, that's not true. I copied and pasted it because it's an article.
Yeah, don't take credit for writing
I
this.
wrote it in my mind in the other universe. In this particular case, Tim, Lorena could have accessed a divergent universe where life occurs differently between two universes and the actions are different as time passes from that point. But there's a second theory, Tim, where the two universes maintain certain similarities. Each person in their own universe, would have a part in the other universe with the same name, the same ancestry, the same appearance, the same tastes, but with very different personality, like in the case of Lorena Garcia. But we cannot rule out scientific theory, Tim, where other quantum physicists theorize about the existence of an infinity of created worlds. Each universe is like an infinite bubble of new universes, unlimited new bubbles, bumping bubbles with each other. Time
Oh,
does not exist. Instead, everything is eternity now. But do you believe that that happened? I mean, obviously they said it was fictitious, so obviously not. No, that's not
well,
true.
no, I
It
think
says this is a
no.
dramatic story of Lorena, but like,
For which many it was fictional. So they're just saying like some people might think it's fiction. They're just kind of wording it in an awkward way.
yeah, exactly. But this is a story of a woman, who went through this.
Yeah, it's a real tale of someone that might have gone through that. They don't know the full thing, but they're just saying some people think it's
So you're
fiction.
saying you don't believe?
Yes.
Damn it, Scully.
But I'm
We're
sorry.
we're over two.
I know, 0 for 2. I'm still a little skeptical on this, I have to say. But there could be, I don't know, there could be a story, that explains it all. I don't know.
Well, there you have it. She is crazy. Or maybe she really did slip into another universe. The next story we're going to be discussing, or for our next flashback, may I say. Can I say it? Am I allowed? Anyway, we're going to head deep into the Appalachian Mountains and deeper still into the caves beneath them. That's where we first met my famous voice character, Eloise, a figure tied to old witchcraft legends with Spearfinger, a really pissed off granny, and some other cool stuff. Anyway, if you really are into this folklore, listen, continue listening. Let us know your thoughts.
Okay, so I just wanted to give you some context behind what the Road to Nowhere was before I actually went into a story that somebody had.
Oh.
Do you want to listen to the story? It's a spooky one. I read it. I was scared. I shat myself and I grabbed my tits.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, not this titty caca again.
Oh my
But
gosh, you
yes.
have to share it then.
Yes, okay. I want to do a voice for this for some reason.
No, you should. Do a little like, "Ow," or something. I don't know.
But look how long the story is. Do you think I have enough patience for that long voice?
Well,
I
there's.
may not even remember how it goes. My
Yeah,
voice.
I don't know. Up to
Okay,
you.
I'll just try. My grandfather was born in Bryson City. His family had lived there for over 100 years or more before he finally moved a few counties over. I remember being a kid and visiting my great-grandmother. I called her by her first name, Elsie. Never grandma or mama, or any other names one might call their grandparent.
That's Mama.
Mama. Tim, shut the fuck up. I don't know what accent is supposed to be, by the way.
Well, it's the correct accent if you're going to say Mama, so just say it the way they would say it.
Oh, sorry, okay. I called her by her first name, Elsie. Never grandma or mama. Mama? Mama?
Not Mama.
Or any other names one might call the grandparent. Elsie was an odd bird. To describe her as a curmudgeon What's the word?
Curmudgeonly.
To describe her as curmudgeonly, would be putting it lightly. She was incredibly grouchy, a total miser.
You're changing the accent.
Yeah, because you keep interrupting with your laugh. I can't imagine the woman ever being in a good mood. Her own kids would call her that old bitch because she was so mean.
Sounds like you.
And she really enjoyed frightening little kids. And that was me. I was a little kid, so she would frighten me. I added that part.
Okay.
When I would be left in her care, which was not very often, she played mean tricks on me and my younger cousin. She'd lock us in her basement in the dark after telling us there was an old devil who lived there. She pulled my hair or pinched me really hard, which she said was just a reminder to be a good girl. What a bitch. Why would she do that?
It doesn't say that.
No, I'm asking you, Tim.
Oh, why would she?
From Tim Nation.
Because she's trying to, I don't know.
No, seriously, like, why would you, the grandma, like, so I'm only pulling your hair and I'm only pinching you just to remind you need to be a good girl. Like, what? How is that? Maybe it's kind of like the Pavlov's dog type of thing. It's like, oh, when they come for you, it's like, oh, let me, okay, I'll be good.
Okay, I'll be good. Yeah, maybe it makes about as much sense as having an axe under your bed to keep pain away.
You get the idea. She loved to tell us ghost stories mostly to get that wide-eyed and frightened reaction. Nancy Dude was an infamous murderer in these parts.
I'm sorry, Nancy Dude?
That was her name.
Okay, sorry.
Don't wear it out. She had moved to Bryson City after serving a prison sentence for burying her very much alive 2-year-old granddaughter in a rock cave. Elsie knew Nancy Dude. She would tell us about Nancy climbing to the top of Utah Mountain and stuffing the little girl in the cave. That's awful.
That is awful, actually.
My accent, I mean.
Yeah. The story's fine.
Yeah, your accent is really bad. She described how cold and hungry the child was as she clawed and clawed at the granite, covering the opening of the cave.
It's just granite.
Granite, covering the opening of the cave, Tim. She relished in the part about the little girl freezing to death. This story was gruesome and absolutely scared the wits out of us. What accent did I just transition into?
It's vaguely transatlantic, I feel like.
It did its trick. I would lie in bed awake after a visit to Elsie's house and cry at the thought she might do something similar to me. The construction of the road to nowhere had begun in 1943, when Elsie would have been about 20 years old. She was a newlywed, only recently moved out of the house. My great-grandfather served in World War II, so he was gone. Her younger brother had gotten a job working on building the road. His name was Ike, and I was a His name was Ike. He was about 16 and dropped out of school to make extra money for the family.
Why did you
Sorry,
stop your
people.
accent?
I can't. I have to stop the accent. It might also be inconsistent with the story if I change the accent, actually, right?
Yeah, you have to keep the accent going.
Fine. His name was Ike. He was about 16 and dropped out of school to make extra money for the family.
This is a lot of extra detail, I feel like, from Nancy Dude.
Yeah. Elsie told me many stories about that road. Her brother Ike claims he saw a coven of witches in the woods nearby. He said one morning fairly early he was on the job site and passed into the woods to relieve himself when he stumbled upon a circle of naked women. He said they were dancing and chanting, Ue la na tsiku, susa sai live, I eat it. Susa sai, ue la na tsiku, susa sai, Tim! One of the women saw him and made her way out. He said she was old and had long black hair. He froze, absolutely scared of what was happening and feeling incredibly confused. Excuse me. This woman pointed a long finger at him, a finger longer than any he'd ever seen.
Wow.
She drove it into his chest, and though it did not pierce his flesh, he said it was this burning, stinging sensation, as if she had pierced his heart. He stared into her black eyes until she pulled the finger away. He ran away as quickly as he could.
Wow.
Yes. Ike was convinced this was Spearfinger. Spearfinger was a wood witch of Cherokee legend. She loved her high places, solitude, and sometimes came down to the lower ground to conjure up some spirits. It was rumored some of the local women, native and non-native, were involved in some of the witchcraft led by Spearfinger. They were under his spell and possession.
Oh no. By the way, why did it take her this long to get to Spearfinger? She's like, I knew someone who went up the road, he collected tokens in the subway, and his name was Fred, and he liked to eat bread.
He used to get bread
At
by
the shed.
muscular men. Yeah, and then eventually it's like, oh, by the way, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
She was known as Spearfinger.
Yeah.
Like, okay, just say that.
Yeah.
Ike knew that was what had happened. He talked about it all night and into the next day. His behavior started shifting. Elsie said by the third day her brother was catatonic. He was lying in bed with eyes wide open, and from his mouth made no sound. Something was obviously wrong with him. Although they were poor, Elsie's family sent the town doctor, who was still traveling by horse. He arrived just before dark. What he discovered was grisly. Elsie said her brother had a giant cavity rotting away in his chest, where his heart was. It was black and smelled foul like Tim's breath.
Hey.
The doctor said there was nothing that could be done. Word quickly spread through whispers and rumor that something had happened to Ike while working on the road. Accidents happened frequently on the road's construction. Other men reportedly suffered similar fates, holes rotting away in their chests. A foreman was found decapitated in the woods. Eventually, construction was shut down, and all that remained was a tunnel leading to nowhere. Also, there's an employee with a decapitated head.
Mhm.
Like, doesn't that warrant deeper investigation? I was like, I guess we gotta shut this down.
I feel like back then they sometimes would just be like, oh, well, this case is closed.
Yeah, we don't know what happened here. That's a 60s Scully and Mulder.
Exactly.
They went and they were like, well, let's just shut this down.
Imagine, yeah, Mulder and Scully in the 1940s. They're just like, well, we can't figure it out. But
We don't have fingerprinting.
yeah, we don't have blood testing, so looks rough. Anyway.
Yeah, it'd just be Mulder's like, it was an alien, it was a UFO, and Scully would be like, yep, I agree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's science.
Yep.
When I was about 6 years old, Elsie took me up to the road. Oh God, you're going with your grandma.
I know.
She led me up the dirt trail to the tunnel. It was dark and cold inside. She told me she wanted to take me to the end of the tunnel to the other side. I held her wrinkled hand in mine, and we walked a few feet inside. It was incredibly cold, and I could hear water all around us. It sounds like a creek, I told her. She led me deeper and deeper into the tunnel. I'm not sure how far inside we were, because it was pitch black. I could not see anything, and no matter how long I waited, my eyes did not adjust to the darkness. I started getting chills all over my body from the cold, but also because it was creepy in there. The next thing I knew, Elsie dropped my hand and then she was gone. Elsie, where are you? Elsie! I called out in a timid voice. Well, that was not timid then. Elsie? Where are you? Elsie? That's more like it. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it seems so far away, Tim.
It's just the same.
It was so dark where I was, and I could not make anything out around me. I had no idea what to do. I wanted to run to the light, but I was stuck there where I was. My feet would not move.
Tim?
Just then, I heard a cackling sound like a woman's laugh. Elsie? I called out again. This is not funny, Elsie. I'm telling my daddy. Paul, we're playing around.
Paul, oh Paul.
I felt something brush by me quickly. I felt a world of wind around me. Does she know? A woman's voice said. I heard Elsie's voice. She does not. How old is this child? The voice asked. 6, Elsie said. I was too scared to tell Elsie to knock it off. The joke was not funny and I was not amused, Tim. I was so afraid I remember wanting to pee my pants.
Tim?
You're pissing your pants, Tim. You can give her up. She'll be summoned when the time is right, the voice said. I will make sure to follow to a diner and tell them about the sheep squash. I felt a finger touch my forehead. It traced something along the flesh above my eyes and under my hairline. I don't want to do it anymore.
You have to keep doing.
Oh, my throat hurts from doing this shit.
It's almost giving Blanche Devereaux at this point.
Yeah, right, almost, yeah. It was a stinging sensation on my skin, Biff.
Biff.
Doesn't say Biff. Dorothy. I closed my eyes tightly. It felt like forever. I felt a hand in my hand. Elsie slowly made her way out of the tunnel. That was a dirty trick. I'm never going back in there with you again, bitch, I told her. She doesn't say bitch, by the way. Elsie nodded. You'll go back there. You'll go back in there one day. I will not, and I'm telling my dad, I shouted. She snapped around and looked at me. She grabbed my face and squeezed it. You will tell him nothing. If you speak a word of this, I'll kill you. Jeez, that's your grandma saying that to you?
God, I know.
So first your grandma takes you into a tunnel. Some other witches or whatever are playing around with your face and saying like, oh, she's not ready yet for us to possess her or whatever. And then I'm going to tell Dad, you did this to me. It's like, bitch, I will kill you.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
That's awful.
Yeah. Bad way to recruit people.
I stared up at her sunken-in face and those piercing eyes. I was afraid again. In the following days, some weird things happened. I started having a series of vivid nightmares, Tim.
Oh, Tim.
Dead people were visiting me in my sleep. I would close my eyes tightly, but they would climb out of the closet and crawl across the floor on my bedroom. They would talk to me. They were so loud. The noise was almost intolerable. I would see them everywhere, Tim.
Stop saying my name.
Okay, yeah.
I would see them everywhere. I told my parents about the ghosts, but they thought I was kidding. My mom would assure me it was just a nightmare and nothing was going to hurt me. But I realized it was Freddy Krueger and his long, disgusting screwdriver fingers. When I was in my late 20s, Elsie died. Finally, thank God, that bitch. I had not seen her for a few years. I avoided trips to her house even though she was getting up in years and was no longer pinching me.
Also, it doesn't help that I'm reading this real slow.
No, I mean, it's fine. It adds to the effect, but I feel like she's like, and then I became 31, and then that's what.
And now I'm a ghost. I'm the Bell Witch.
I got a job as a bank teller.
Exactly.
On the night that she died, before I even knew she was dead, she visited me in the blackness of night while I was sleeping. She awoke me from my slumber by pinching my arm. She told me it was time to return to the tunnel. She told me she had given me up, and it was my duty to go there. I tried to forget about it. Nearly a decade later, I found myself staring into the tunnel's darkness. I had taken my camera there, and I thought I might revisit a place which gave me such an odd childhood memory. I had kind of convinced myself that I had a vivid and overactive imagination. Nothing had actually happened in that tunnel. Maybe I imagined the things Elsie did to me as a child simply because I thought she was mean. What kind of grandmother would lock kids in the basement or sell them to witches? Tim, tell me, what kind?
A bad one.
A bad one. Once inside the tunnel, I heard water all around me. There was no creek or river nearby. It was a pitch black dark as I remembered. I could feel a cold gust all around me. Goosebumps covered my body.
How did she know there was no creek if it was pitch black?
You can hear things, bitch.
Oh, okay.
Your ears what? Then it started, singing, chanting. It almost sounded like sirens. Women luring me into the tunnel. I could hear all around me. Uwele na tiku, susasai liver, I eat it. Susasai uwela na tiku, susasai tins balls.
No, it doesn't say that.
I was terrified. What was happening around me? I felt hands on me. I was so scared I wanted to turn and run back, but I felt like my feet were heavy. I couldn't move. My Jordans were brand new and I didn't want to get them dirty. I didn't say that, I know. A voice. I heard this voice before. It's time, the voice said. My heart was racing. My head was pounding. My body felt like it was in Siberia, freezing and cold, feel myself shaking. I closed my eyes and felt a finger touch my lips. I have never felt that kind of fear in my life. I mustered up every ounce of energy in my being, somehow managed to break free. I shook off running as fast as I could. I could see the light at the end at the tunnel's opening, although it was so dark inside. All I could think was not to trip on anything in this tunnel and get the hell out. Oh, there's more. I reached the light. I was outside. I was outside of the tunnel, finally. It was shady because of the tall trees, but I could see the sun was out and the sky was bright blue, Tim. A man called out from my left side. Are you okay? You look like you seen a ghost. His wife, who's wearing a backpack and holding onto trekking poles, moved in closer to me. Honey, is everything okay? I shook my head to indicate everything was certainly not okay and ran to my car. I drove out of the park as quickly as I could on the winding road. Now, every time I go near the woods, I see a black shadowy woman lurking. It's the Jersey Devil. Everywhere. Sometimes my dog barks at nothing. I look outside and I can see her figure moving among the trees and bushes in my backyard. Oh wow, the witches traveled to her backyard. That's wild.
Oh, wow.
Why am I doing it in that voice? The wood witches. Spearfinger. She's out there. They are out there. I see the ghosts. I see the dead people. None of that has stopped in the decades since I first went into the tunnel. I don't know what she's done to me. Am I cursed? Am I just sensitive into these things? Excuse my ramblings. In some ways, it is definitely a torment. I would rather not know what's out there. They say the hills have eyes. Good movie, and that is true. The mountains in western North Carolina have many eyes, and they're always watching, lurking, hiding, waiting for the right time. The road to nowhere leads to nowhere.
Wow.
And see.
Wow. That was brilliant. That was great. I love that voice that you did.
That was such an inconsistent voice.
No, it was
I
great.
felt like it was like Blanche Devereaux mixed with a really bad English accent, mixed with like the woman from Friday the 13th, where she's like, I don't know about the boy yet.
The boy. What about the boy?
And I had to do so many voices. I had to do the Elsie, the grandma. I had to do the two witches. I had to do this girl with a weird voice.
I know.
And then the hikers at the end. Oh my God, my vocal cords are out.
I
They're
bet.
shut now.
I'll just narrate the rest of this episode.
So what did you think of my southern accent? It's really bad, right? Well, you try to do a better one. Actually, you know what? You probably could. Anyway, our next revisit takes us all the way to Japan, where one of the most infamous haunted dolls waits behind glass, Okiku, a doll said to grow real human hair and whose story blurs the line between grief, superstition, and something much more supernatural. This one's gonna stick with you, laddies, just like she does.
In the snowy reaches of Hokkaido, past rice paddies dusted with frost and towns wrapped in fog, there's a temple. And inside that temple sits something ancient, something alive. She stares through a wooden case, silent, still, waiting. Her name is Okiku, and she's no ordinary doll. The story begins in 1918 when a young man, 17 years old, browsed the stalls of Sapporo's market. Among the souvenirs, one trinket drew him in like a spell. A handcrafted doll in a silk kimono. Glossy black hair, pale porcelain face, and eyes that didn't just watch, you felt them watching. He bought it for his little sister. Her name? Okiku. She loved that doll, took it everywhere, talked to it, fed it, slept beside it, gave it her own name, and they were inseparable until her death came. A fever swept through the region. Within days, Okiku the girl was dead, barely 3 years old. Her family, grief-stricken, tried to bury the doll with her, but the authorities refused, so the doll remained in the house on the altar. And that's when everything started to change. The hair grew. What was once a neat shoulder-length bob slowly crept past the doll's waist, tangled, split, darker. It changed texture, color, and it looked human, and no one could explain how. Then came the voices, the footsteps at night, the lights flickering, the scent of incense when none was lit. Dreams, where Okiku would appear standing at the foot of the bed, silent, watching, sometimes smiling. The family turned to monks and spiritual leaders, and the message was clear. Their daughter's soul had not passed on. It had merged with the doll. Okiku was still here. In 1938, when the family relocated, they couldn't bring themselves to take the doll, but neither could they destroy her. So they brought Okiku to the Menenji Temple, and there the doll remains to this day. The monks cared for her, clipped her growing hair, which they sent to scientists, and the results? The strands matched those of a human child, a living child, and still it gets stranger. Visitors report something new, something the monks won't talk about. The doll's mouth, once a porcelain slit, is said to be opening. And if you dare to lean in, they say you'll see something inside. Teeth. Tiny, white, human teeth. Okiku sits in her shrine now, encased in glass, hair trimmed regularly, eyes dark as the ocean. But some say she still moves when no one is watching. Some say she dreams. Some say she's waiting. If you ever find yourself in Iwamizawa, near the Menenji Temple, you can visit her. You can stare into those lifeless eyes. Just be careful. Don't call her name too loudly, and for the love of everything you hold sacred, don't bring her home.
3 dolls, 3 names whispered in the dark. Annabelle, Robert, Okiku. They come from different corners of the world. America, Japan, the Caribbean. But their stories all echo the same dreadful truth. Some toys were never meant to be played with. One lives behind glass in Connecticut, blessed and bound. Another waits in Key West, grinning behind the museum walls. And one far away in a wooden temple in Japan grows hair like a child and dreams with open eyes. Are they cursed, Tim? Possessed? Or just relics of our fear? Maybe they're listening.
What are your thoughts, listeners? Do you believe that this haunted doll has the spirit of a child? I did tell Tim that I would prefer to have this haunted doll in my presence versus the other 2 that we discussed that same episode. So, she's just there in the background chilling, so she's not going to bother me. The last story we're going to be talking about is about a ghost in a morgue. Now, in this story, I did take some kind of, some liberties here with my accent and added a couple of ad libs, I guess, and maybe it'll ruin the story, or maybe it'll make it better. I don't know. You decide. Here's the story.
This happened around 1990 in the Southern California Medical School morgue. It's been years, but I still remember the details as if it just happened yesterday, Tim. I'll leave out real names for privacy, especially the descendants.
Oh, bye.
You shut your mouth and respect my story.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Especially the descendants. The morgue itself sat behind a heavy pair of double doors, solid steel, always locked if no one was around. Once inside, you'd see a large blue shower curtain hanging straight ahead, acting as a kind of divider between the entry and the lab area. To your right, a cramped little office space with 3 large desks, and an old filing cabinet full of case files and death certificates, Tim.
Oh, my.
Yes. To your left, I don't know why I'm getting so descriptive here, but there was a cold storage, large vertical freezers holding bodies, shelves of preserved specimen, and embalming supplies. It sounds clinical because it is, and like any other morgue, it's filled with quiet routines. The dead don't cause much trouble. That day started like any other, though. I was alone, working on 3 separate bodies. I'm a multitasker that way, each in a different phase of the embalming process. I'd been at it for close to 3 hours, fully absorbed listening to Itty Bitty Horror while I was working. Focused. The air was cold, sterile, but familiar. Around noon, I decided to take my break. I washed my hands, pulled off my gloves, and began to flick the beam.
No, doesn't say that.
No, you're right. It says began making my way towards back to the office. And that's when it happened, Tim. As I walked past the vertical freezer, something caught my eye. I turned to the right and froze. There, standing just a few feet in front of one of the cold units, was an older man. Clear as day, full form, but translucent. It wasn't just a shadow, Tim, or a trick of the light. He had weight, presence. I could see through him, but I could also make out every detail. The shape of his jaw, the bend of his posture, the curve on his penis pants. And his eyes. He was just standing there at attention, down there.
What are his penis pants? What does that mean?
He had an outline. He had an outline in his pants, okay? He had a hard on for me. I'm a nice Southern belle. He saw me, he got hard. I didn't move, didn't breathe. I stood there for what felt like a full minute, though I know it was only seconds. Then, slowly he turned his head and looked at me. Not angry, not sad, just aware. Then, like smoke dissipating in the air, he faded. Woof. Gone.
Wow.
I stood there in silence for several long moments, not scared exactly, but stunned. It didn't feel malicious. If anything, Marjorie, it felt natural.
Who's Marjorie?
That was the day that the lights went out in Georgia. And as though he wasn't there to frighten me, as though he belonged there. Still trying to wrap my head around what I'd seen, I walked into the office and found my coworker William sitting in one of those disgusting little desks.
Doesn't say disgusting.
I told him, well, it was to me. I told him, you won't believe what I just saw, baby. And without missing a beat, William looked up and said, you saw a ghost, right, bitch? I was more shocked by him calling me a bitch than I was about the ghost. But whatever.
You're completely butchering the text of this thread.
He went on to say he had seen them too, several times, and that he even found the interactions comforting. That fucking weirdo. A gentle reminder that something still lingered, just out of reach. Later, we told another coworker, Joe, we'll call him. He didn't take it as well. He panicked, went pale, couldn't stop glancing over his shoulder for the rest of the day. What a pussy. For him, the idea of ghosts in the morgue wasn't mystical. It was terrifying. That same day, Lola came to mind. She worked at the far end of the hall, away from the freezers and labs. She handled paperwork exclusively. She didn't have the smarts to cut up bodies like we did.
No.
She just processed every document tied to a body that passed through our facility. Petite, private, sweet ass. Believed strongly in the paranormal. She even attended seances.
Didn't say sweet ass, did it?
Well, I'm telling you, she has a sweet ass.
Okay, sorry.
She even attended seances like a freak regularly with a small group of spiritualists, just like Luis and his family when they went to go see that woman from that mystery Winchester house.
Was it Sarah Winchester?
Yeah, that bitch. She told us she had one coming up and offered to bring up my experience to her group. We all said, sure, not thinking much of it. But 3 days later, Lola came back. She looks serious, Tim.
Lola came back.
Yes, she said her group had reached out, spiritually speaking, to see if there was any reason why the apparition had appeared to me. Their medium said the man seemed lost, confused, you could say, like he didn't know where to go. Even stranger, the medium said that a letter kept representing itself over and over again. The letter W. She said it dominated the session. That entire message felt connected to the single letter. Naturally, my curiosity went through the roof. All of us, me, William, Joe, even that bitch Lola, we all walked together to the cooler where I'd seen the apparition. I pointed to the exact spot, and I said, "That's where that whore was." Then someone, none of us can remember who, noticed something on one of the freezers directly in front of where I'd seen the man. A label. William Wood. He sure had wood for me, but that's another story. That was the name of this body stored inside, Tim.
No, stored inside Tim, just stored inside, comma,
Tim. Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah. Now, I know what I saw, Tim. There's no doubt in my mind. The figure, the shape, the curve on the dick, on the pants, the silence. And I believe that because I was so immersed in my work that day, I was open. Took some poppers earlier that day. My asshole was open that day.
Oh no,
I was
please,
vulnerable.
no.
I was vulnerable. My conscious mind occupied with the living duties of caring for the dead. Maybe that allowed something in me to shift. I'm not going there. Just enough for my subconscious to pick up on something not of this world.
I sincerely apologize to all morgue workers for that very stupid take on a morgue worker. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. It was a lazy one, but hey, sometimes we're like the Golden Girls. Sometimes you just want to do a flashback. But if you did enjoy today's episode, then feel free to leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. If you'd like for us to cover a specific story or topic, then email us at ittybittyhorror@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media under Itty Bitty Horror. Also, if you are in the Bay Area, specifically Berkeley or Oakland, we are having a horror movie screening of the 1993 classic Addams Family Values on November 21st at Mother Tongue Cafe. Now, the link for tickets, it's a free event by the way, is listed in the show notes, so feel free to reserve your tickets there. Of course, all donations are appreciated. Having said that, Tim and I are going to be releasing a couple of episodes for the holiday season, so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, thank you once again, and remember, even the smallest chills can linger long after the stories end.